Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing a GeForce RTX 4060 in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Season 1. This one is the MSI Ventus version of the card. We are running it with the latest Nvidia drivers, and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power-Ups. GPU Z resizable bar is also enabled, and over on the left, I'm pairing it with a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D CPU with half of its cores disabled, making it the same as a 7800X 3D. If you're wondering, I disabled the other cores because they don't have 3D V cache, and on the memory tab I'm using 32GB of DDR5 6000MHz RAM in dual channel, or mega transfers per second RAM actually. And this is CL30. Let's get into it, shall we? And let's go over the settings first. I am starting at 1080p resolution. I'm also going to test this at 1440p and 4K. And right now I'm using NIS at native, so it's just sharpening the picture because this game is very soft. We're at native resolution and the minimum settings preset with normal textures. And that's because a lot of people complain when I start these videos with extreme settings, and they probably don't get to the low settings part and tell me that 90% of people play with these settings. So I'm starting it here today with this. But I'm also going to test extreme later. And here we go. Let's start counting our FPS. We're getting very nice frames per second, actually. This is a very smooth experience. High refresh rate at 1080p resolution. If you have a, if you have a 144 Hz or 165 Hz monitor, these settings are going to feel perfect on that monitor because you're going to max out that refresh rate most of the time, of course. Anyway, I'm playing Domination here. I'm going to focus on the new maps from Season 1. This is one of them, of course. Bastard. Also, every now and again, I am feeling a little stutter in that frame time graph, so it's not a perfectly smooth 100% experience, you know, but it is damn close to it anyway, so not complaining about that too much. I've seen that happen previously with the RTX 4070 Super as well as the RX 7900 Grey in this game, or GRE. You know, a lot of people don't like me to call it the Grey, but I like to call it the Grey, okay? I know it's the Golden Rabbit edition and it's supposed to be called GRE, but I like Grey, what can I say? Alright, let's go this way. Hello buddy, how's it going? Go, defend this objective. We're fine, we're good. Oh boy, my boys are dying. Where are they coming from? I don't even know. Let's go up here, I guess. Probably a nice way to go, right? Yes, it is. Should we go with a pistol? No, not really. You know what? Let me change weapons! Please be faster changing weapons! I really like the explosions, by the way. The explosions, even at lowest settings, look great in Call of Duty titles. Or at least in Black Ops titles, actually. For some reason, Black Ops explosions always looked better than other Call of Duty's explosions, you know? It's interesting. Anyway, let's go. He blocked me. And you know what, guys? I am curious to see if they've fixed DLSS at least with this new season, because DLSS previously was completely broken. Like, you enabled DLSS, you got like 5 more FPS. Usually in games you get like 30 more FPS or something like that, but not in this one. So I'm just gonna stop it right there, okay? And go to the graphics settings, quality. Instead of using NIS, I'm gonna go to DLSS and set that to quality. And now, 69% sharpness, of course, that's very important. And, well, it seems like we got, what, about 10 FPS higher? It's kind of the same thing, so it's not gonna change your experience completely. Yeah, maybe we're getting like 20 more FPS, so they might have fixed DLSS a little bit. 99% GPU usage still, so still no CPU bottlenecks. I was worried about that, by the way, especially with DLSS, because right now we're essentially playing the game at 720p, and it's being upscaled to 1080p. Obviously, it looks way better than 720p resolution does, but it's still 720p being upscaled, right? And obviously, because it's running such a low resolution, you'll need a beefy CPU to keep the GPU usage at 99% all of the time. Wait! I thought this was a friendly for some reason. And in Warzone yesterday with the RTX 4090, I was always CPU bound at 120 frames per second. It was pretty bad, okay? It sometimes dropped into the 90s as well. GPU usage was at around like 80%. It was a huge reduction compared to the previous season of Warzone. But here, at least on low settings, hello? Wait, what? No, that looked like a friendly. Are there spies, like from Team Fortress 2 in this one? I'm confused. Oh, that was a big stutter. It ruined my my shots over there. My aiming. Okay. Let's go to the objective. But well, guys, it seems like DLSS is making a little bit bigger of a difference than previously. We're like up to 200 frames per second. We gained about 20 FPS on average. 1% lows are still very similar compared to the non-DLSS results, but yeah, it's going to feel slightly smoother if you're running like a 240 Hz monitor, but if you're running a 165 Hz, 144 Hz, it's going to be pretty much the same. You know, not a major difference there. Come on, we're tied right now, 195 to 195. That's crazy. That's really close. Oh boy, please, we gotta win this. We gotta win this. Stay down, boy, stay down. Oh, victory is ours. That was so close. I really thought we were gonna lose this one at the beginning. Wow. All right, guys, this map actually looks pretty nice. All right, so let's go over the settings. I am playing now at the 1440p resolution, 100% resolution scale with NIS native again, and still on the minimum settings. And you know what? With normal textures, it actually looks nice, right? I haven't touched on the graphics front yet in this video, only been talking about performance, but it's not bad even on lowest settings. And you gain a bit of performance, of course, compared to the highest settings in the game. So it's definitely worth utilizing low settings in a game like this, especially since you really need very, very quick reactions, right? So let's go. Okay, this is skill confirmed now. I have never played this map. I don't know the layout, although COD maps layouts are very similar always, I guess. There we go. Okay, let's go up here. I hate that guy, dude. Whenever there's a guy with that skin, you know, the radioactive zombie skin or whatever crap that is, I just don't like it. It breaks immersion a little bit. First of all, come on, bro. Just die. Thank you. And I just don't think it fits this particular game. Where's the guy? There he is. I just killed you. Come on, let me kill you again. No! Ran out of bullets. I should probably put like an extended mag on this one. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty nice and stable still. For a 4060 at 1440p. A lot of people say that 4060, yeah, it's a terrible 1440p GPU because of its VRAM size and so on. But it can play some games at 1440p. I've showed it in the past, of course. Obviously, you want to max out like UE5 titles at this resolution. Even on low or medium settings, they will struggle on a card like this, of course, because it was really not meant for 1440p, but you can do a little bit of 1440. And whenever you can, I suggest you do. But I think games like Red Dead Redemption 2 are way better at 1440p resolution, and in these competitive titles, just stick to 1080. I think like you do get the higher refresh rate experience, of course. So no need to utilize like DSR from Nvidia control panel to play with 1440p resolution on a native 1080p monitor with this GPU in Call of Duty. But in single-player titles where this can actually render those just fine, yeah, that's where you should do it. Okay, let's stop talking about it. Let's go this way. Yeah, 120 FPS average. It feels nice. It definitely does, guys. Let's go and use DLSS on quality next. Okay, so this is 1440p with DLSS quality. And at 1440p, DLSS will look a lot better than it does at 1080p resolution. Camping bastard with a sniper rifle. We're not going to spend a lot of time in this particular map playing at 1440p with DLSS quality because it's almost ending. They're going to win, I think. Yeah, they got a very good advantage over us right now. Where's the other guy? I saw you. No! Oh, damn it. Okay, anyways, but it seems like the DLSS quality does improve our FPS by a little bit, not a lot. As you can see, like 10 FPS on average. It is a noticeable improvement on like a 144 Hz monitor. It's going to be slightly smoother, and especially in terms of the lowest frame rates, if it went from like 80 or 90 to 100, It is noticeable. That is a noticeable and decent improvement, but it's still a little underwhelming compared to other titles. Oh boy. Oh boy, where's the guy? He's probably camping around there, so I'm not gonna push him. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, good stuff, people. Let's go. It's almost tied up again, guys. We're still losing by 1, but maybe we can do this. I don't know. Reload, reload. There's a tag there. No, guys, please. Guys, please. Yes. They denied my tag, so everything is okay. We're winning. One more. Oh, boy, we're tied. Come on. No. I was going to grab that and win. Ah, that was so close. Okay, so we're here in the third map from the new season, and it is way less intensive than the previous ones. As you can see, we're getting 170s. Yeah, that's working a lot faster than the others. And that's the thing about the Call of Duty performance tests, you know. You gotta see a bunch of them to actually gather some decent results, because you're gonna see a lot of variation. In some maps, you can be getting like 150 or 160 FPS average. Jesus Christ, I died 5 times already. What the hell? You know what? I'm just gonna leave this one. I don't like this map. It's less intensive, so it's bad for benchmarking. But yeah, some maps will be much more intensive than the others, so you can have like 200 FPS in some of them, and then in others you'll get like 120. And I can't test every single map in a single video, of course. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop using DLSS here and select the 4K resolution. You get the idea. 1440p is very nice and stable. Huge resolution here. It's 4K, obviously. The upscaling, I'm gonna select the NIS over here on native, which looks very, very nice, especially compared to native resolution without any NIS. Like this is way better. And let's go with Season 1 Mosh Pit again. Alright, here we go. This is surprisingly decent. It's native 4K resolution, guys, with the 4060. A GPU that a lot of people say is not even good for 1080p resolution because of its 8GB of VRAM, and this year 8GB is terrible, and it actually is in some games, of course. Even at 1080p resolution, there are some games that will utilize more than 8GB of VRAM, and I think for the price of this card, it should have had at least 10 or 12 gigs, and it's a bad move from Nvidia, reducing the VRAM amount compared to the RTX 3060, which had 12 gigabytes, right? It's terrible, but in some games, you can still play at 1440p, even at 4K resolution, as you can see here, without being VRAM bound. But well, guys, it's playable. As you can see, I'm playing the game. I'm having... what the hell happened? I think the game just crashed. This is another issue, guys. Oh no, it didn't crash. It was just a massive stutter. But yesterday when I was playing with the RTX 4090, I also crashed a couple of times. It was before I started recording. But yeah, it did crash a few times, which is weird. And even worse, with the GTX 1060, I'm not sure if they've fixed that already, but I was meant to play with the GTX 1060 today, and it wasn't launching the game. Like, it did launch, actually, and it was crashing after like 30 seconds in the menu, okay? And I did change the settings. I managed to change the settings to like lowest settings, everything, start in safe mode and stuff like that. And it was crashing every time in the menu, guys. That's crazy. The GTX 1060, which actually ran this game just fine, or not Black Ops 6, I don't think I tested it, but I believe it would run it just fine. Anyway, we're now with quality DLSS at 4K resolution. We gained a few more FPS, very few more FPS, as you can see. Instead of getting like 60s, we're in the 70s. But that's enough probably to make it not drop. Oh my god, dude. Come on. What is this, Call of Duty? You broke your game. It crashed my entire PC. Wow. Great stuff. Thank you, Call of Duty. Holy crap, dude. This has never happened with other games. And it's the second time that happens with this game in particular. It also froze my computer yesterday. Oh boy. Okay, now we're back to 1080p resolution using NIS set to native resolution, so it's still native, normal textures, and the extreme settings preset. And it's nice that we started in this map. I really like the look of this. It's probably going to become our thumbnail somewhere around here. Let's start counting our FPS. Extreme settings are way more intensive, as you can see. Previously, we'd get around 160 FPS at native 1080p. This time, we're getting around 90. It's still a playable experience, obviously. Still feels smooth. Also, I noticed a lot of noise aiming down sights. Why Call of Duty? That doesn't look good, okay? Noise, not good, okay? Remove noise from picture quality, please. That would be nice. Thank you. But anyway, even if you want to max the game out at 1080p resolution, you can. Drops down into the 60s. Actually, pretty intensive stuff, guys. Let's go. Grenade out. See some smoke effects around here. Oh boy, come on. Okay, 70s, 60s. Let me go prone. Please don't kill me from behind. Thank you. Let's go. I got the objective. Guys, please. Please. Oh my gosh. Also, I forgot to disable the depth of field. That's probably why it has this much noise in the picture at the moment. I usually do disable that. But yeah, it's not good. I don't like noise, okay? Thank you. We're doing great still, guys. Like, these FPS are still perfectly playable in Call of Duty, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not a super high refresh rate experience, but it still feels really nice, in my opinion. Once again, obviously, I know some of you will say, it's terrible with 90 FPS or drops into the 60 FPS. But I'm not a very pro player in Call of Duty, as you can tell by my gameplay, right? So I'm absolutely fine if I get these FPS. 88 average, 64 1% lows. It's perfectly playable, perfectly smooth to my eyes. Although I would still probably choose the low settings, because in terms of visual fidelity, I can't tell much of a difference aside from the shadows being much better here with the extreme settings preset. On low settings, the shadows look terrible. Here, they look good. And also, you get more noise with the extreme setting. So it's not going to be better across the board in terms of the visuals compared to low. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna stop it there. Let's try it with a little bit of DLSS. So DLSS quality at 1080p resolution. No way. No, I just applied DLSS. Okay, maybe it was just applying DLSS. All right, guys, let's go. It's now working. Yeah, it's definitely making a big difference. Bigger now than previously. That's what she said. No, in terms of FPS, okay? The 80 or 90 FPS experience compared to the 110 FPS experience is much worse, all right? And if you like the DLSS look, which looks decent, actually, in this game, it's not bad, although NIS native looks way better because it's native Ryzen, of course. Yeah, if you don't mind the DLSS look, which a lot of people don't like, it actually can look pretty and it can play really well at the same time. So high refresh rate, extreme settings, looks nice, plays nice. I don't have a problem with this, honestly. I'm liking this, guys. The combination of weapons that I have is actually decent today. I think it's the same as the previous time because I didn't change anything, but yeah, I'm doing something today. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Come on, oh boy. And surprisingly, I'm not noticing as much stuttering as previously, or at least I'm not seeing those bigger spikes. I totally forgot about them. Maybe I'm just not noticing them, but yeah, I think they're gone at this point. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Come on. Come on. Nice. But yeah, that's about it. I'm stopping it right there. I'm gonna go back to NIS. There we go. It's native again. And I'm gonna go to 1440p resolution. Alright, here we go. 2560 by 1440. Still the same thing on the settings. Native, extreme, normal textures. Because of the 8 gigabytes of VRAM, it makes things a little bit smoother. And, well, at 1440p, it does drop into the 50s, as you can see there. It feels way more sluggish than it was previously. So I would not recommend this. I can't aim very well with these FPS now. Yeah, it will be much harder to do this. And I think it's a good thing that the game finally ended, because I don't want this, okay? I prefer to play with like DLSS quality here, especially given that at 1440p it looks even better than it did at 1080p. And this way it should stay above 60 FPS most of the time. Huh? No way! No way! We got a jack pin! We got a... I will edit my weapon now, please. Please let me. My god, guys, this is the best Call of Duty ever! What the heck? There's Jack! Are you serious? Well, this is the map that's really easy to run again, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here. Ooh, we're checking out some art, are we? Nice, buddy. Got some chickens. Okay, you know what? This is a good idea. This is nice. It reminds me of some paintings that we have here in some Portugal museums. So yeah, that's cool. It's cool. Yeah. All right. Okay. So a proper map, guys. Well, the other one might not be bad. It's just very easy to run. I'm gonna start counting our FPS. Getting 70s here. Yes. Oh boy. Okay. I felt the slowdown there, even though it didn't drop from 60 FPS. It felt slower, closer to 60 on a high refresh rate monitor. So you might want to lock it to 60 frames per second so it is more consistent. Okay. If you're playing with the settings, obviously. Yeah, still dropping slightly sometimes. Okay, so that will affect your aiming, actually. Okay, they're here. Come on, double kill, good stuff. Alright, most of the time it is actually stable and it doesn't drop too much. It seems like it's when you get really close to the enemies, right in front of their faces, that it starts dropping a little bit further, or maybe with some explosions near you and stuff like that. Yeah. Damn, dude, this weapon's actually decent, and I don't have any attachments whatsoever on it. Let's go, come on. The guy over here. There we go. It's playable, definitely. And if you want a little bit extra performance, so you don't drop down into the low 60s often, all you need to do is drop it down to like ultra settings instead of extreme settings. You're gonna gain like, what, 5 more FPS or something like that. It's very minimal, the gains, but it will give you very, very slightly more FPS. And it will make it a little bit more stable as well. But again, if you want stability above everything else, play on low settings. And if you want the actually most stable experiences that you can get on extreme settings, play with these settings. The DLSS quality looks awesome at 1440p, and lock it to 60 FPS. I think that will change the experience quite a bit. You're gonna get used to the aiming, movement, and so on at 60 FPS. We good, we won this. Good stuff. 61% lows. Obama been lacking. What? Okay, so 4K native resolution on extreme won't really gonna cut it, really. So I'm enabling DLSS right away on performance, all right? Because quality DLSS was still gonna give us like 30 FPS or something like that. So performance it is, and this way it might be doable. Also, I totally forgot about this, but we're not testing DLSS frame generation because the input lag is very high when you enable this. And it's terrible for a first-person shooter with very fast reactions, or that requires very fast reactions, like Call of Duty. Oh boy. Yeah, guys, even with performance DLSS, which is upscaling from 1080p, okay, it is not achieving 60 frames per second. So obviously at native res and with quality DLSS, it would just be completely pointless, really. Also, it seems like it stutters slightly more at 4K resolution as well. Yeah, we get bigger spikes happening a little bit more often, I think. So it might be running out of VRAM at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, and it probably very likely is. Okay, there we go, a couple of kills there. You can still play like this, and if you run low textures or very low textures, that stuttering should ease a little bit. Okay, should be a little bit less, and that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna select very low textures. Okay, And it applies on the fly, as you can see. The textures are pretty terrible. Looking at the moment, look at my hand as well, and the weapon, and the VRAM allocation did drop a little bit, so it's probably a little bit more stable at the moment. Level 25 on this weapon, and I still don't have attachments on it. How far can we go without attachment? Oh, maybe in the next video I will actually attach something to it, okay? So we can stand a bit better of a chance. But I'm impressed that we're doing so well today with a 4060 and no attachments in this weapon. Just raw out-of-the-box weapon. I mean, it is playable. I am playing the game, especially now that we reduced the texture quality. It is stable as well, so that's great. But obviously there are much better experiences to be had if you just lower the resolution. You can keep the extreme settings, DLSS quality at 1440p. It works very well, as you saw, no drops from 60 FPS. You can play with the 1080p resolution at native res with whatever settings preset you want, although on extreme I would probably still utilize DLSS quality for a little bit higher smoothness, but it's not needed really. And obviously on low settings you can play with whatever resolution you want. At 4K resolution, you need to use quality DLSS to achieve 60+, but that's not a big trade-off, really. It looks pretty much the same as native resolution at this res. There's that. That's been it for this one, guys. Gosh! Whoa! 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 No! Ran out of bullets. Extended mag that I talked about previously would definitely make a difference there. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always... No way. Okay, it was just one of those huge stutters again. I thought it had crashed my PC again. Maybe it's because we're changing resolutions inside of the game very often, you know. Maybe it just can't handle all of that. But it used to be able to do that, okay? And they just keep on breaking the game. It's a shame. Catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.